Good morning and welcome back to Video Diary on the Farm. It's all go on the drilling front. We're making the most of the dry weather and trying to get the majority of the spring barley drilled while the weather holds. But I'll show you some more of that later, what's happening. Yeah, and I'm just on with putting glyphosate Roundup onto some land what's coming vining peas while the wind's still. So yeah, we're having a busy time at the minute. It's all go. Hopefully we'll get on top of the job. Yeah, this field's greening up a bit, so it's coming vining peas. So we're giving it a dose of glyphosate to make the rubbish die. So we've got a clean start for the crop. It's going on in about perfect conditions. So yeah, all good. You might be wondering why George is using the Challenger instead of his 939, but with it being on sand land, it's really taking some pull in the drill, especially on the slopes it's on, as you'll see from when he shows you how much load the engine's under. And well, it's not so much about power, it's about traction, and the crawler has that much traction. It's just suited to this. With it being soft and light, with it being sandy, you need plenty of grip to get up this hill, as you'll see. It's steeper than what it looks when you look at it when you're out the cab. It maybe doesn't do it justice on the video, but believe you me, this is a steep field. When we're combining it, the trailers have to stop at the bottom of the hill. They aren't allowed to empty on it, or especially going up it, because they can't pull the trailers up it. So yeah, that's why George is using the Challenger. This is the field what I showed you the other day with Derek with the SLD working failed oilseed rape up, or corner of a field anyway. We've been across it with the Cultipress, so it dried a bit, and then we went across it with the Cultipress. So yeah, not looking too bad now. There's odd bit what's a bit not very good, but yeah, by the time it dries and then the drill goes through it, the Vadestad drill, it'll hopefully it'll be a fairly good seed bed. Yeah, this is an example where it's not too clever, but yeah, it'd be better than nothing in it. Yeah, some barley will grow. I mean, it's got a bit of time to dry yet, so before the drill comes into it, so I think it'll be good. George is just on with drilling now them bits what was oilseed rape what we ripped up the other day with the SLD, what I showed you on that other clip. It's dried well since we took that other clip of video. Yeah, that's how it looks now, and I'll have a look where he's drilling, see what it looks like. This is what it looks like now the drill's been over it. Yeah, that's alright. It'll grow in that, a bit moist in places, but there's the seed. Into moisture anyway. Some more there. I'm knocking it out, but yeah, it's just right that. Comes up with a few clods. So 939 purring away. putting liquid nitrogen on the Spring Barley, and this is the field George was in the other day with the Challenger, just to give you some idea of how undulating this field is. Try and do, well, that's why we use the Challenger, but that hill is steep. I'll see if I can get a bit of video while I'm going up it, because sometimes you're struggling with the sprayer to get up that hill at times. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. This is the field what Angling Water put a pipeline through, and it's where George got stuck trying to plough it, and it's still wet. And as you can see, this is on top of the hill. Yeah, George got stuck somewhere, yeah, down there at the bottom of the hill, but it's still wet in there, and hopefully Angling Water are going to sort it out. Hopefully we'll get 2 drains down the side of the pipeline to make it croppable, but yeah, it's a fairish steepish slope here. Well, this must be the only bit of the field on the hillside like this with sand where there's a bloody wet hole. It looks like I'm just going to clip it, so I'm going to steer around this. Just going to catch it. Oh, it's too soft. Maybe wet. We're going through it. Wheel slips up at 32%, but we're still going. Yeah, we're through. Yeah, we're up it. Yeah, this is the only field we've got where you have to have your foot on the brakes going downhill, because it wants to overrun. It's that steep. So it's a beggar really, but it would over rev if I didn't. We are cleared for takeoff. Moving some land to get it dried out, ready for drilling. He's got the NZ on. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, we're having to move the land to get it to dry because it's that wet underneath. But this NZ, it's basically a big spring tine. It does a good job of loosening it and getting it to dry. Yeah, a bit rough for ploughing, but it's get some air into it now. Yeah, it's doing a good job. A bit wet, but that'll soon dry with these winds. Yeah, it's a good tool, that is. 8 metres wide, soon get across the fields with it. It's brilliant. Got 2 sets of levelling boards on it, one at the front, then another at the back, and then that finishing harrow on it. Yeah, it's just what this land needs. So you go across there, you can see some damp spots. They could be potentially very wet in there. We'll see when it gets to that. I've just started putting the T0 sprays onto the most forward crops of winter wheat. Basically a T0 spray is some fungicides to control disease. It's got some growth regulator in there to steady the growth up and develop the roots a bit more, strengthen the straw, and we've got some manganese in there as well to feed the plant. So yeah, this is the first of about 3 passes through the winter wheat with different mixes. Yeah, we're going on at 150 litres a hectare with the water on this one at the minute. Quite a nice looking piece of wheat, this. Right, I'm just in spraying a field of wheat. This particular field didn't get a pre-emergent spray on in autumn, and it just goes to show you that how important it is, a pre-emergent spray, because just look at the rubbish. It's thick. So I'm just on with now giving it some herbicide to take this out. George has gone to Melton to drag 2 smaller fields, what's coming spring barley, to let some air into them, because these fields in summer was subsoiled and quality disc, and they've absolutely slumped and they're solid and they're really wet underneath, so we're trying to get some air into them to dry. So he's going to drag it, then leave it a day, then drag it again tomorrow, and then yeah, hopefully they'll drill then. Derek with me today, leading liquid fert out with the Bowser. Let's get on a bit quick, keep a bit of mud off the road. Yeah, a bit of a rarity. The sun's shining, as you can see. We had another 3.5, was it 4 mil of rain last night, but yeah, it's not travelling too bad, as you can see on the tram lines. Looks quite well, really. So, all things considered. Yeah, you just keep helping the job along a bit with the Bowser. The only downside is it's a 1/2 inch fill from here rather than my normal 3 inch. I have to put an adapter on it to make it reduce it down from 3 inch to 2 inch. But it's better than trailing to the field, back to the yard rather, to fill up. And it's raining again. Well, some things never alter, do they? One good thing with applying liquid fertilizer, you can put it on when the crop's wet. At the minute it's currently raining on and off, not a lot, but we've had some overnight rain and the leaves are wet, but it actually goes on better when it's wet because it washes off the leaves and you don't get the scorching. So as long as you're not making a mess behind you, yeah, it's a good plus point for liquid fert. Well, that's it for this week's edition of Video Diary on the Farm. A bit more spring barley in, a bit more spraying done, and anyway, we're on the final push next week with the spring barley, which will get it done. I'm just on with taking the NZ cultivator back for a field at Risby End, and for Derek to use. I'm not using it on my 724, it's a bit too big. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you have, please hit that like, share and subscribe button. and we'll catch you again next week.